Hello, welcome back to Casey's Garage, and today we're going to go out and take a look at the Fusion. We got it back in the garage, so we're going to walk around it and get the wheels taken off and get a good look underneath and see if we find any damage. And maybe we'll just use some YouTube magic here and just snap the fingers and this car will be all jacked up and ready to go. Alright guys, so now we have the tires taken off the front. We'll get underneath the car here and just take a good look at the undercarriage, because this car was definitely taken off road, and I just want to make sure there's no major damage anywhere to the suspension or frame or anything. So we'll get underneath there, take a look and see if we find anything. Okay, so we are underneath here, and unfortunately there's not much to look at because we have this cheap skid plate here, which is torn up in a couple spots. That covers the whole area of the engine, so we're going to go ahead and get that removed, and then we'll be able to see more of how the underneath the car looks. But for the most part, guys, I think we're in pretty good shape. I don't see any damage. We do have some scuffs here on both lower control arms, which most likely is from the loader at Copart. No big deal there. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this plate off here, and I'll catch you in a minute. Okay, so guys, here is the electronic power steering, or rack and pinion, what you want to call it. But this car does have electronic power steering. It does not have a power steering pump. So the problem we're having is this EPS module for the electronic power steering, is what that stands for, is not communicating with the car, and that's why we are not getting any power steering. So what I need to figure out now is why. I don't know if the whole unit is bad and I need to replace it, or maybe just reflashing the EPS module to the vehicle will do the trick. So I'll have to kind of dig into that and see what I'm going to do, but there is our EPS system. Alright guys, so while I'm in the mood of tearing stuff apart, I'm going to go ahead and take this front bumper off, and that way we can see how badly it's damaged. Whew-wee. All right. Okay, so it's pretty obvious we're going to need a new bracket to hold this fog light assembly in. But I'm going to go ahead and take all this off so we can get a good look at the bumper. The fog lamp itself looks okay. Yeah, all this is okay. It's just the bracket itself that holds it to the bumper is broken. Okay, so let's take a good look at this bumper here. And it's actually a little worse shape than I thought. Of course, we have the one crack right here. I know it's hard to see in the garage. Right there. That didn't concern me. But right here, I don't know if we'll be able to heat that up and reshape it. But we got some pretty good damage to the bumper here. Alright, so because of this, I'll probably end up going ahead and replacing the bumper. But I may mess with it a little bit and kind of see if I can heat it up and kind of reshape it. But it's probably too much work than what it's worth to try to save it. So off camera, I'll probably go in and tear things down. Really don't need hardly anything on here because my plans with the car is going to be replacing all of this anyway. So like I said, guys, it's going to be a fun project. Now back over here underneath the bumper, I did see a little bit of damage. That's not too big of a deal, but you can see the lower core support here where it's, you know, it's kind of bent back a little, and this little piece here is bent up. You can see it's where it's cracked and kind of rusted a little bit. So we're going to have to fix this, which should be pretty easy. We just probably end up taking the tank out, and then I'll actually, you know what, well, all we gotta do is push this back up, bend that back down, and then that should take care of that. Okay, so it's a new day, and I have actually done a couple things, small things, since getting the bumper off the other day. The first thing is I got this back wheel off. This is the wheel that has all the grime on it, brake dust on it. And I noticed when driving the Fusion here to the garage, for where we had it stored on the trailer, there is a very loud grinding noise coming from this rear. So as you can see, I know it's dark, guys, but this wheel well is just covered in brake dust. And if you guys see this, if you guys look at this brake pad right here, it is just destroyed. You can see the metal plate is completely separated from the pad itself, and yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened there. So we're definitely going to be pulling the brake pads out and changing the rotor. We'll have to test the caliper and see if it's working right. Maybe that's what caused the issue back here, but either way, we're definitely going to be doing a brake job here, and I'll walk around the car later and just kind of get a good look at the other wheels and see what shape those are in. But we may be doing a complete brake job on the entire car. Second thing I did, guys, is I bought me a new scan tool. This is the Launch Mini, I forget what it's called. Let me open it up here. Sorry guys, doing this all with one hand here. But this is the 431 Pro Mini by Launch. Reason why I bought this is the Blue Driver scan tool, which I love. The Blue Driver only reads codes. It does not, and it erases your lights, but it does not actually program your vehicle. And I needed something to actually program the vehicle. So after doing a lot of research and watching a lot of YouTube videos, this is what I came up with. And I hope it works. It was just a fraction of the cost compared to the Altels and of course the Snap-on tools. And what we're going to use this for is to try and reflash the electronic power steering to the computer, because I believe that is what the issue is on this car. It's either a programming issue or it's actually the rack and pinion itself. So I'm hoping that's not it, because if it is the rack and pinion, we're going to have to drop the subframe down to gain space, or to create space to pull that wreck and pinion out and replace it. And it's not a cheap part either. I think it's like $500-600 just for the part. So I hope that's not the case. That's why we bought this tool. I figured regardless if it works or not, if I do have to replace the wreck and pinion, I'm going to be reflashing it anyway, so why not? Now I did go ahead and open this up when I got it, and I of course had to create an account with Launch. I charged it all the way up, and then I also updated all the software, so it should be good to go. We just need to plug it in and get to work. Now, one thing I do really like about this tool already, it is Bluetooth. The dongle just fits right here in the back when you store it. Alright guys, so I've got it fired up. Everything's plugged in. It's doing a quick little firmware update on the dongle itself. And then we'll put this new scanner in action here. Alright, so that didn't take very long. And we're going to do an auto search. (2014) Ford Fusion, EcoBoost, turbocharged, automatic transmission. Yes. Let's just do a health. Actually, let's do a health report. Alright, so looks like we got 10 codes for the ABS system. I'll click on that. No information. Again, guys, this is my first time using this tool, so I'll be a little slow at navigating around it. That's cool. It gives you the serial numbers and all that. Read fault code. Key on. Ignition off. On demand self-test. Oh, so that's cool. So this is a bi-directional tool, guys. So you can actually use this to control your control modules in your car. Which I believe is what we're doing now on the ABS. It may just clear all these codes because it could just be old data stored in there. Yeah. So I'm just going to clear the codes and then we'll see what comes back up again. I'm going to hit clear all codes. Just saying that the warning lamp is on. We already know that. Alright, let's go into this power steering module if we can find it here. It's probably under special functions. Alright guys, so kind of interesting thing just happened. Again, this is my first time using this tool, so I haven't really learned my way around it, but you know, when I hooked the blue driver up to this, I did try just to clear the codes, and it really didn't do anything. So just a second ago, when we hooked this up and went in and cleared all the codes, I shut off the key and turned it back on, and as you guys can see, all we have now is airbag light, and the power steering. It's kind of hard to tell because the car is on jacks and there's no front tires on the front, so I don't have any friction, like, you know, working against me. And of course we have the tornado sirens going off right now, so sorry about that if you hear it in the background. Yeah, we don't have any friction, so it's hard to tell, but I think the power steering is working because the wheel is real loose. Power steering module, control module, PSCM. Ignition must be in the key on, engine running status, so go ahead and start the engine. Okay. All right. So when we cleared the codes, it must have fixed the problem because we just did a check on the power steering control module, and it says there's no DTC. So, okay, cool. I'm really liking the scanner so far. All right, guys. So I just did a full health report after clearing the codes, and the only thing coming up now is we have a lost communication with the restraint occupant classification system module, which is, I believe, the SRS module right below the cup holders. And then ambient air temperature sensor circuit high. And then we have, it says data from the ECM is invalid. So those I'm not going to worry about right now, but everything else passed. So another reason why I bought this tool is supposedly it can reset key fobs and program them, which is something we're going to have to do to this car. And also, I'd like to get some extra keys for some other cars I have. So it seems like every car I have only has one key to it. So we'll go ahead and quit. And then it gives you a little tone to tell you to don't forget your Bluetooth dongle. So we'll say okay. I'll grab that. Stick that back in here. Alright, so I guess what we need to do now is get the brakes fixed so we get the wheels installed back on the car and take this for a spin, and we'll see if we have some power steering or not. Okay guys, so before we go in and grab new pads and rotors, I'm going to go ahead and pull this caliper off so I can check it over and make sure we don't have any damage to it. And if so, grab a new caliper or a rebuild kit while I'm at the part store. Now, as you can see, looks like the caliper's been leaking, which probably caused it to fail, and is what dismantled the brake pad. Yeah, guys, here's one of the pads. I don't know how well you can see it, but there is no actual pad left. This is just the backing plate. Okay guys, so I'm going to have to order the brake caliper rebuild kit. None of the part stores here in town have them. They said it'll be first thing tomorrow morning, so in the meantime I'm going to go ahead and tackle this rim and see if we can get it looking halfway decent. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is soak it down with this wheel and grease cleaner, and then I'll agitate it with my wheel brush here. Then we'll use my pressure washer and clean it up. So it's looking better, guys, but I'm gonna go ahead and use some full strength super clean. Okay, we'll let that sit for a couple minutes and we'll spray it down. Alright guys, so I am done trying to get all the brake dust off this wheel for now. It's not by any means perfect, but it does look a lot better. And of course here's a wheel without the brake dust. And down the road we'll scrub these a little bit more, and we'll probably end up repainting all 4 wheels. Just because there is a lot, well, not a lot, but there's some curb rash on every single one of them. So for now we'll call the wheel cleaning project done, and then also have to wait till tomorrow to get the brake kit so we can finish up the brakes. Okay, and that is it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and in the next video we'll probably be getting the brakes done, as well as going for a test drive to see if that new scan tool fixed our power steering problem. But before we end this video, let's go ahead and go over the numbers of the car, or what I paid for it from Copart. I did have a couple of you guys ask what the final bid was, and that bid was $2,550. And of course, out of the gate, after all the fees and the taxes and all that good stuff, we're just under $3,500 at $3,489.82. So I think it's a fair deal. Like I said, this is a car I'm going to fix up and keep for a while and have some fun with, and just make some good content with it. So, and if you guys have any, hi Toby, if you guys have any thoughts or ideas what you would do to the car, feel free to share those ideas, because who knows, maybe it'll make it on the car. And like always, don't forget to like and subscribe and share the video if you enjoyed it. It'll help the channel grow and allow others to find it. And we'll catch you next time on Casey's Garage. Peace.